morning, folks. This is Rod with Win by Doing, part-time reseller. I have a full-time job, and I own a business. For those of you that don't know, welcome. Last night I thought I'd get ahead of the game, and I packed a couple items last night, and got up this morning. I have 2 more going out, so I'm in my chaotic storeroom here. One of these days I'll get to the point where I start cleaning it out. But let's get these couple items pulled and get them shipped and ready to go to the post office. Like I said, it is chaos in here, but I am able to find things. This is something you might want to look for if you are out sourcing and you haven't heard this before. These, what they call clicky keyboards. They're like a mechanical keyboard versus the buttons that they put in them now. Those are pretty well sought after. And the next thing we have is this German Minerva. I can't recall the company's name, but I thought this doll was cool. If you followed my channel, you know that I do pick up dolls. It's actually a tin head and shoulders. The thing about this one, the hands I do not believe were period, and I'm not 100% of how much the body was either. I don't know if they had knit stockings when they first came out or not, but it did have some condition issues. But she sold. Did not have a purchase box, so I had this old shower caddy box that would be great for this keyboard. That's one thing you have to watch out for when you venture out into some of this electronic stuff is shipping and the boxes that you need. I'm just packing this paper around this keyboard just to reduce movement. I really don't want it to be, bouncing around. So yeah, I do. This might be an amateur move, but I do reuse a lot of boxes. I don't pay too close attention to what is printed on it. I haven't had any issues yet. As you can see, there's still way too much room in there. So I am going to cut down this box. I think that's going to be perfect there. And I'm just going to score the inside of this. Just like that. I know you've probably seen the people using their special tools. If I come across one when I'm out doing stuff, I will pick one up, but it's not anything that I can't get with a little knife in here. Basically, I just score it around where I want it to fold. Just lightly score it. And that'll give you some nice clean folds out here when you're done. And we'll I could have done better on that side. That way it will be secured. And I'm going to put a piece right at this opening down here. You know, it has those little plastic. A lot of resale boxes have just a little plastic tape, circle tape. Like to make sure my packages are secure. But yeah, I'm just going to slap a label on that and be done. When I turn pro, I'm going to have a box for everything. Let's put Minerva. Let me see how I'm going to... I really want to poly you up. Just presentation wise, I typically put this suffocation warning on the back. Let's see here. I think she will be fine folded. She'll pop right back out. There's a crease in their legs. Somebody's probably cringing when they see how I'm packing this doll. But when you're shipping, with the cost of shipping nowadays, smaller the better. Minerva in a poly bag. And I believe I'm going to go double on the 8x8x8s. I go with the 8x8x8. I use them for hats. They do well for items like this. And basically I'm just going to take 2 of these boxes. I'm going to cut off some of the excess cardboard. I typically try to shave an ounce here, an ounce there. So I'm just seeing where that box is going to lie. I need it to top off there, if you saw that. So I can go ahead and cut off all these tabs, you know, that I would typically use to fold over to. I will tell you, if I got to the point where I was shipping out 20 or 30 items a day, I would definitely be buying a box for everything. Because this is time consuming when I'm trying to shorten boxes, you know, customizing, frankenboxing, whatever the term you want to use. If this does take more time out of your day, then you know, I really probably should be taking it. But I'm the guy that's here to show you what can be done, and I really do try to use, you know, best practices I can with minimal going out. So there's Minerva. So yeah, that might even be able to go cubic rate. It says this does have some weight. We'll go into the other room and print out the labels for these two items, as well as and get all of them ready to go out. I ended up going medium flat rate box. After all that work of putting that box together, I found out that it would have been cheaper just going medium flat rate. Hey, sometimes it happens. What I actually did, another mistake, was for some reason I only had 2 pounds on the package weight, and it was actually 2 pounds 8 ounces. So I did go ahead and take just a tiny hit on shipping, but I had, very little in this doll. And so there you go. Sometimes you have to change your plan in the middle of shipping, I guess. Let me know if that has ever happened to you, or if everything just goes perfectly smoother every time. Comment down below. I'll print this label out and get the one for the keyboard done. Well, my shipping weights are atrocious. I may be trimming this box off. If you guys don't use these for shipping, these are really nice for quick measurements. But anyway, I'm 3.11 pounds. 0.11 pounds is right at 2 ounces, I believe. So, looks like I may be trimming some box off. So just to show you, leaving it there at the 3.3 pounds, 2 ounces, my priority mail shipping rate is $10.34, and the total cost paid by buyer was $11.75. So it's not worth my time to try to get that down below 2 pounds. If I took that out, just to give you an idea, it's going to drop it from $10.34 to, let me go back and compare. I hit the wrong button. $10.34 down to $9.26. So it would save me $1. But at this point, you have to figure what's your time worth. Would you trim off that package for $1? Or since you've already got it shipped or packed, would you just leave it out? I'm just going to leave it out because the buyer has paid for priority mail $11.75. So I'm still making a little bit off that shipping. So there we go. Well, I'm off to the post office. I have 6 packages going out, which, it's okay for me as an eBay hobbyist. I would like to find a way to increase my income off of online selling. And I did not say reselling because I don't know where I'm going to go with it. I don't know if I want to try to do... there's so many different business models out there outside of just going and buying from thrift auctions and stuff. I have to figure it out, and that's probably something that a lot of us struggle, or a lot of you guys out there struggle with as well. I think comfortably if I could boost up to 15 to 20 sales a day or shipments a day, I think I could comfortably do that. I would just have to tighten up my day-to-day operations, with a full-time job, the business, and everything else. There's only so many hours in a day, so there really is only so much growth I can do with everything else going on. I'm going to sneeze here in a second. All this smoke is just killing me. But yeah, I don't know. I need to. I've come to the determination in the last 3 or 4 days. I really need to start having a goal as to where I want to
take this business. Because yeah, even though I do call myself an eBay hobbyist, it is still a business all the same. But I'm finally lining myself up and doing things right as far as, making sure I'm listing daily, making sure that I'm maintaining my one-day handling time, getting packages out, and I'm still experimenting. I've started doing quite a few auctions here in the last 3 or 4 weeks, where before I was doing everything by it now, with the occasional auction. But there's got to be a formula to determine what you put to auction and what you don't. And that might have to do with the sell-throughs. Is it just, I don't know. I mean, there are certain items that do really well for me auction. Some items I can't even get rid of starting at a super low auction. So there's got to be a formula there. So much to do and think about with this business. Yeah, it's easy just to get started. I mean, it's a simple business to get started in, but growing is where the discipline comes. Or, you have to. That's when the learning starts. Excuse me. Is it going to be a sneeze every video? Anyway, I'm going into the post office, and then hopefully my parts to my dishwasher came in. So I'll be right back. No dishwasher parts. Dang it. They should have been here end of last week. At least that's when I expected them. Basically, the top drawer, whatever you want to call it, rack in my dishwasher, everything that holds that rack on as it slides in and out with your dishes is broken. It's got these little pegs that fit into these little round things, and the pegs are pretty much shot, so it keeps slipping off. So I ordered parts on it. A lot of these small projects I still maintain. I still do that stuff around the house. Do you guys do all that yourself, or do you typically hire a repairman? I mean, this particular project probably saved me maybe $100, $150 by doing it myself. That's probably in labor. And I still, maybe it's just the way I was raised. My dad, he always did stuff himself. I think mainly out of necessity. So that has carried on to me. Some of the projects, I'll be honest with you, I hate doing mechanic work. It's just not my thing. And that's a big part of our business, is I have to make sure that I maintain those vehicles. This is the first year that I've actually started hiring or taking the vehicles to a mechanic. I don't care if it's an oil change, plugs need to be changed, or full-on issue that needs mechanics knowledge. This is the first year I've actually started taking it to somebody to do all that, just because it's worth it to me to pay that price, because all it does is gives me headache. It gives me cuts and bruises and scrapes, and dirty for days every time you crawl underneath the hood of a car. It seems like it's just not something I enjoy. So that's something I source out. I'm the fence, I could have put the fence up myself, went down, rented a post hole digger, or post holes. I know how to put a fence up, whether it be piecing together vinyl or wood. But again, it's just the time. When you have so many other things going, you have to make that decision and say, you know what, I'm going to have somebody else do that. I'm going to pay a little bit more than what it would probably cost me monetarily if I did it myself versus having them do it. But I think something that we often overlook is the value of your time, and that's not how I want to spend my time necessarily. Everything about reselling online I enjoy doing, so that's not, I don't foresee myself anytime in the near future sourcing anything out as far as listing, taking pictures, all that. I think that if I was doing thousands of dollars a month, or a week, I would definitely, I think to get to that volume, I definitely think that I would have to source something out. Again, it's just because of time, value of time. I work Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day. Then summer it keeps me busy with the concession business, the ice cream trucks. And even though I don't drive, there's still components of that do take up some of my time. And every time you start one thing, or you end something, and then you start something, it takes even more time just to switch gears, which I find that happens quite a bit. So figure out what are those projects that you find that you can just do yourself. It's going to be fairly quickly versus something that might take quite a bit of your time, and it might be better just to source out. And sometimes it's hard to bite the bullet, depending on your past, how you were raised. And I don't know if it has to do with I think that the fact that I grew up poor, or with less than most, I think that drives part of that. My dad's work ethic that he passed on to me, that has something to do with it. And sometimes it just boils down to not knowing who to call to fix something. What was it? There was something the other day I was like, I don't even know who to call. When I was building out the concession stand, this concession trailer, there is a lot of that stuff, you're piecing stuff together, sometimes using things that wasn't even designed for that type of project, but you have to make it work. So, sometimes it's easier just take on the small projects and even some of the larger ones, just because you don't know who to call to do it. Well, I think at this point I am just rambling. I apologize for that. I just wanted to get a video out there. I'm trying this new thing of trying to put more content out, whether it be a blog. The thing about my channel, because I am a part-time reseller, not everything is going to be reselling related. In particular, if I get enough comments saying that, stop your rambling, we just want reseller content, I might consider changing. But right now it's just kind of documenting what I do. It's a little bit, I don't know, some may think I live a hectic life. It's gotten easier since most of the kids are out of the house. But I still have one, and she's pretty active. This week, yesterday she went to the fairgrounds. We are a 4-H family. My wife is an organizational leader, and my daughter participates in quite a few projects. This year she was doing sewing. So she sewed a hooded sweatshirt, but actually double knit sweatshirt with grommets and a string tie, and then she was doing the robotics, the Lego, Mindstorm, is it? I think Lonnie said his daughter's going through a program with Girl Scouts on that, but Isabella, there's three or four total that did this project through 4-H. So last night, and she also did cooking, and she helped my wife out with Clover Buds, which is the pre-4-H age group. But she had to go and do her interviews at the fairgrounds. Basically, during fair, everything builds up to fair, and you go throughout the summer, spring and summer, roughly, and you do your projects, and everything builds up to a project you're going to enter in fair. And when fair comes around, you go through a judging process. They look at all your paperwork because you have to document the progress through each of your projects. So there's that portion of it, the interviewing, where they talk to you about what you did during your project. And for clothing in particular, they'll do a fashion review or fashion show where all the kids go up on stage. And it's like an actual fashion show or something. The kids have to write their I can't remember what they call it, but it's basically what is said when they go out on stage, and they go and do their little turns and stuff, and then back off the stage, and then they get judged on that, and they get ribbons and for that portion of it, and then there's also the ribbons that they might get at fair. But she has a lot of fun with it. She is getting ready to go to church camp in a week or two, and then there'll be school. I know a lot of people have kids that have already started school or starting next week, but she doesn't start until the week before Labor Day, so it's coming up pretty quick as well. Anyway, that is it. I'm almost to the office. Another fun morning. I did not have to do anything with the trucks. I probably should have checked the battery, but we don't need to use that truck today. We're not using it today, so I figure I'd just leave that trickle charger on and check it this evening. So more to come on that truck. Stupid, leaving the light in the cargo area on. I am not taking responsibility for that. I am taking responsibility for fixing it. But anyway, that's an update on that. We will catch you later. I hope y'all are having a great day in whatever you're doing, whether it's resale related, whether it's your 9 to 5, power through it, whatever it may be. We'll catch y'all later. Peace out.